And so it continued like that for quite a while. Once a week, I would walk the couple of miles to my friend Norman's house. I took my guitar and I would play him my latest song. And he would listen, sometimes, but often he would be talking about the problems of the world. He had very strong opinions, and I'm sure he was right about a lot of things. But the best thing about it was that he would also give me ideas and words of encouragement for my songs. He was convinced that not all of them were rubbish, and there were bound to be some gems in there somewhere. He even said that if I ever went on the road and played gigs in arenas and places like that, he would be willing to be my manager, and he would only take 50% of my earnings. Well, I felt inspired to spill out from my guts all the stuff I'd been hanging on to for years. Norman calls it creative regurgitation. And he gave me the belief that if you bring the right mix to the table, the audience will lap it up. I must mention at this point that Norman has a wife. Yes, he calls her Nellie. I must have been to his place 5 or 6 times before I actually met her, and up to then he'd barely mentioned her. He said that she preferred to spend time in the kitchen or her own bedroom, and that she wasn't an intellectual, so she would struggle to join in with our level of conversation. I only met her on this particular occasion because Norman was gripped with a sudden urge to go to the toilet just as I was due to leave and go home. I must say he moved pretty quickly, and on his way to the facilities, he shouted towards the kitchen. "Hey, our Nellie, show Crudwick to the front door, will you?" Well, she came out of the kitchen looking nervous, and I must admit I was quite surprised at how small she was. Norman is, he's not small. And I don't know what I expected, but she was not like him at all. I also noticed that she was wearing some very nice glasses. We shook hands and introduced ourselves. Unfortunately, the front door is right next to the downstairs toilet, and most of our first exchange was drowned out by what I can only describe as catastrophic evacuations from Norman. But I remember that I said, "You must be Nellie." And she said, "I prefer to be called Eleanor." Now, I am not a spontaneous man, and afterwards I felt a bit silly, but my response was, "I shall always call you Eleanor." I stepped out of the house and walked down the front garden path, and I heard a final outburst from Norman. "For Christ's sake, Nellie, we've run out of paper. Go grab a pack of Andrex from the shed." And that was the first, but certainly not the last time I met Eleanor. But more of that later. This next song came about that very same evening. Before Norman had his stomach problems, we were both discussing what we disliked about modern life. The 21st century seems to have brought more bad things than good things. Top of our list was the earth-wide interweb. It's not at all healthy. Norman dislikes all those celebrity TV programmes full of people that he's never heard of. I added to the list global warming. I hate the idea that in the future I may have permanently wet socks. And we both agreed a very strong distaste for people having plastic surgery to improve the look of their body parts. It was all perfect material for my creativity, turning all those dislikes into a powerful protest song called 21st Century Blues. Do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do. Our lives are consumed by the interweb in a way none of us can resist. I desperately Google myself every day, but I've found out that I don't exist. I've had a face full of Facebook, I'm tortured by Twitter, and TV clips make me cry. And the hand of celebrity on a big red button decides if we live or we die. Come with me on a journey and leave your past behind. But there's no guarantee that you'll like what you will find. And although I still don't know what your sweet love means to me, I'm rapidly coming to terms with the 21st century. Do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do. Desert Island Discs has been cancelled due to the rising of the sea. There are no more small businesses, just one ginormous company. Everything is packaged and branded. It really is a farce. You get a real live baby with a Happy Meal with McDonald's stamped on it. Ask no questions, tell no lies, and leave your past behind. But there's no guarantee that you'll like what you will find. And although I still don't know what your sweet love means to me, I'm rapidly coming to terms with the 21st century. Do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do. The great human cloning experiment has failed. None of them look like me. Now everyone has a mobile phone where their mouths used to be. And terrifying acts are performed every day through plastic surgery. And I don't like the way all those silicone implants seem to be pointing at me. Come with me on a journey and leave your past behind. But there's no guarantee that you'll like what you will find. And although I still don't know what your sweet love means to me, I'm rapidly coming to terms with the 21st century. Yes, I'm rapidly coming to terms with the 21st century. Do 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 do.